So I was recently looking for gadgets to make my cycling safer and more fun. And this thing popped up, the Divoom Pixoo Backpack-M, a smart LED backpack. And it's a pretty cool gadget. I saw the LED screen on the back and thought, this could be a pretty cool real light, and maybe even a way to signal to drivers what I'm doing. So I got in touch with Divoom and asked if they can send me one to test, and here it is. In this video I want to find out two things. One, is it actually a good practical backpack? And two, does the LED screen and signaling actually help keep me safer and more visible on the road? Let's find out. Inside the box you get the backpack itself. There's only one black version to choose, but it actually doesn't look too boring at all, because Divoom have added these little yellow highlights and details that break it up and give it a bit of a character. The outer material is made from a polyester fibre, which is smooth and slightly shiny. The main zips are good quality and waterproof, using a tightly sealed interlocking mechanism combined with a water-repellent barrier. The straps are well padded and feel really comfortable, even when the bag is fully loaded. The inner side uses a mesh material that helps the straps breathe, so your shoulders don't get as sweaty on longer rides. On the back of the rucksack there are also two raised padded sections. They make it more comfortable to wear and create a central channel between them, which helps airflow and stop your bag from turning into a sauna. On each side there's a small compartment, so you can actually fit not just one, but two water bottles, which is a nice bonus. The front of the rucksack is dominated by the LED screen. That's the main focus, and apart from that, there isn't much else going on visually. The Divoom Backpack-M has an approximate capacity of 18 litres, making it ideal for everyday use. What's really nice about this rucksack is that it's been designed in a suitcase style. It opens up fully so you get complete access to everything inside, instead of having to dig down from the top. On one side you've got a large pocket for a laptop or anything of a similar size. In front of that there's a second pocket, a bit smaller but still a pretty decent size. And underneath you'll find two smaller pockets for gadgets and accessories. Along the side there are also two very handy small pockets, perfect for things you want quick access to. And that's not all. There's also a yellow strap with a detachable keyring, so you can clip your keys and not worry about losing them. Very practical idea. On the other side, you've got two more small pockets for organizing smaller items. And above them there's a zipped pocket. Inside that pocket you'll find a USB cable. This is what brings the LED screen to life. The screen doesn't have its own battery, so you'll need to plug it into a power bank. Because that pocket is zipped, you can keep the power bank securely in place and make sure the cable doesn't disconnect itself while you're using the rucksack. On the back you've got an LED panel made up of a 16 by 16 RGB matrix. So 16 pixels across, 16 pixels down, giving you 256 tiny light squares in total. Because the resolution is quite low, only 16 by 16, everything has that retro blocky pixel art look. You're not showing detailed photos, but bold shapes and symbols. Everything on the screen is controlled through the Divoom app on your phone. You open it up, connect the backpack over Bluetooth, and from there you choose what shows on the display. And this is where things get busy. In typical gadget fashion, Divoom didn't just stop at you can show a picture. They've gone full feature overload. You've got a full editor where you can create your own designs and animations, frame by frame, right on your phone. If you like pixel art, you will not be disappointed. A bunch of widgets, digital clocks, countdown timers, stopwatches, scoreboards. Most of them are more fun than essential, but they do work. Pre-made animations and pixel art, emojis, logos, little characters, memes. A gallery, community, and some AI-generated art, so if you can't draw to save your life, you can still find something to throw on the back. For cycling specifically, the key part is that you can put signals on the screen. Things like stop, emergency, arrows pointing left or right, and more. All the stuff that sounds perfect for commuting with drivers behind you. This brings me to the real reason I got this rucksack in the first place: using it on the bike. Let's see how useful it actually is on the road. The screen is visible both in daylight and after dark. It definitely looks more impressive in lower light, but even during the day you can still see what's on it. As a real light, it's pretty impressive. If you set the whole panel to a solid bright red, or use one of the clearer, simpler animations, there is no way you're being missed on the road. Instead of a tiny dot of light, drivers behind you see a big glowing square on your back. It doesn't replace a proper rear bike light, and I'd still always run a standard one, but as a second rear light, it massively boosts your visibility. But that's not all. The main thing everyone's interested in is the signaling. To use it properly for that, you need to mount your phone on the handlebar and run the app while you ride. From there, you can choose animated signals: going straight, turning left, turning right, stopping, emergency symbol, and a few extra emoji-style icons that let you talk to the people behind you. Because the animations move, what you're trying to indicate is actually very clear to anyone following you. The problem is how you control it. The icons in the app are quite small, and to hit the right one, you have to take your eyes off the road and your attention of what's happening in front of you. And that's not great from a safety point of view. And that brings me on to 5 frustrating things about this bag. If you're cycling in cold or wet weather, you'll probably be wearing gloves. Changing signals with bare fingers is already a bit fiddly. With gloves on, it becomes almost impossible, and definitely unsafe. The bag is marketed as something you can use on a bike with an extra remote. In theory, that completely solves the problem. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the remote anywhere online, and when I asked Divoom about it, they told me the remotes aren't available. So, you're stuck just with the phone app, which makes the whole cycling indicator idea feel a bit half-baked. There's no physical button to turn the screen off. The button you see on the front is just a decorative element to show the logo and make the bag look more interesting. If you want to switch the display off, you either have to unplug the power bank or go into the app and dim it all the way down. There's no small zip pocket on the front. Sometimes you just want to quickly throw your phone, wallet or keys into a secure, easy access pocket. Here, you don't have that option. You need to open up the main compartment, which is a bit of a faff, especially when you're on the move. Compared to most standard rucksacks, you do have to be careful not to overload this one. Because the screen on the front isn't flexible, if you stuff the bag too full and put it under a lot of pressure, there's a risk you could damage or even crack the display. To give it some credit, there are also 5 cool things about this bag. This bag is filled with practicality you don't see on any other rucksacks. There's a reflective strap on the left shoulder. It adds a bit of extra visibility from the front, and it's also a handy place to clip sunglasses or an extra light to add to the visibility. There's a side handle, so you can carry it like a suitcase. Small thing, but really useful in train station or airports when you don't want it on your back. There's a strap on the back so you can slide it over a suitcase handle. If you travel a lot, that's actually super convenient. Instead of standard clips, the top flap is being closed with the magnetic clips. They are strong, they snap together really easily, and they're much nicer to use than fiddly plastic buckles. The bag is genuinely showerproof. I've ridden with it in proper rainy autumn Manchester weather. And although I was soaking, the inside of the bag and the screen stayed completely dry. So what's the verdict on the Pixoo Backpack-M? For me, gear has to be practical first, and this rucksack really is. There's a lot of storage, loads of different sized pockets, and it's genuinely comfortable to wear. That alone already sells it to me as an everyday bag. On top of that, you get this cool retro-style pixel screen on the back that makes you stand out from the crowd, whether you're walking around town or riding your bike. Would I buy it specifically for cycling? It depends. It's not a cheap bag, it's around $120 or about £90. But for what it offers, I think it's worth considering. The signaling side definitely needs improving, especially in terms of how you control it while riding. But having a backpack that can carry all your stuff and at the same time seriously boost your visibility on the road is pretty impressive. So, if you like to stand out on your bike, want a good quality practical bag that helps you being seen in traffic, and you don't mind spending a bit extra, then the Pixoo Backpack-M is definitely worth a look.